I forgot to put mascara on. I am a huge fan of a glossy, hydrating, balmy lipstick. However, I don't always love the relatively short wear time or how they can sometimes creep into my lip lines. Morphe just launched their brand new Lip Lock glossy lipstick, and I must say, these are unlike any lipstick I've ever tried. They're shiny and hydrating, incredibly long lasting, and these do not feather into my lip lines. They come in 10 shades, and today we are going to try on all 10. Now, I first heard about these on Emily Noel's channel, and I ordered them immediately. I will link Emily's channel in the description box below. You know, these are my very first Morphe products I've ever tried, and I must say I am very impressed, and I do want to try some more of their products. So please share your Morphe favorites in the comment box below. These run $15 at Ulta, which is a little bit high for drugstore, but I do think it's worth the price because of the incredibly unique formula. I will list these in the description box below, as well as the makeup I have on my face and all my discount codes. Everything will be listed and linked in the description box below and in the top pinned comment and in YouTube shopping as usual. Anyway, Morphe says that this formula is powered by an innovative double locking system. It glides on 2 locking layers in one swipe, a color layer that adheres to the lips, and a gloss layer that reinforces the bond for pigment longevity, minimal transfer, and a lustrous look. Now, it comes in a simple white bullet, and the Morphe logo, let me see, simple white bullet, and the Morphe logo is in the color of the lipstick, and it also has a swatch on the bottom. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just glanced over at the mirror and I realized I completely forgot to put mascara on today. So if you were wondering why my eyes were looking a little small, that's why. So I went off camera and put my mascara on. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference, but I feel much better. Anyway, I have been playing with these lipsticks for the last several days, and I must say, these are incredibly long lasting. These last much longer than my beloved Revlon Glass Shine or Tarte, or really any other glossy lipstick I've ever tried. Now, these are not transfer proof, but they are transfer resistant. I've had this lipstick on for a couple of hours, and you can see absolutely no feathering into the lip lines. And so I'm going to press my lips to my hand, and you are going to see just a little bit of sheer gloss came off, and it left the pigment and some of the gloss. So I think the formula is truly revolutionary. But before we get into the try-on, I do want to share a little bit about my channel because we have quite a few new viewers, for which I am very, very grateful. Anyway, my name is Tamara. I am 66, and on this channel we talk about makeup and skincare, health and wellness, and a little bit of fashion. Everything to help us look and feel our best over 50, over 60, over 70, and beyond. So if this sounds fun to you, please consider subscribing and hanging out with us in our little corner of the internet. Anyway, let's get these on the lips, and at the end of the try-on, I will swatch all 10 colors side by side. First up, we have Caught Rose, and this is described as a classic pink nude. And when you wind the bullet up, it sort of clicks. However, you can wind it all the way down again. So there is Caught Rose. I don't know if you can see, but it's actually a little bit lighter than my natural lip color. These feel really moisturizing going on. So there is Caught Rose. Next up, we have Hitched Honey, described as a light honey nude. Now, normally, I don't really go for nudes. I like a little bit of a brighter lipstick, but taking one for the team so that you can see all the shades. And certainly with the nudes, you can use a lip liner and get a variety of looks with them. Anyway, here is Hitched Honey. Here's another very light shade. This is called Clutched Pearls, a very sheer, soft pink. It really is sort of a barely there soft pink. Sealed Kiss is described as a warm rose. And we're getting into a little bit more of the mid-tones now. Okay, and there is, what is this one called? Sealed Kiss. Moving on to Chained Reaction, a really pretty pinky mauve. And like most of these balmy lipsticks, you don't want to have it, up too high because they are a little bit of a softer formula. So by having it sort of far down, you don't, mush it up too much. Although this is a little bit firmer than the Tarte ones, which can get a little bit mushy. It does have a consistency, a feeling very, very similar to the Revlon Glass Shine. All right, and there is Chained Reaction. I really think it's pretty. Tied Knot is a little bit of a richer pinky berry. Look at that shine. These are really shiny. Let's see how this one looks. Oh my gosh, these just glide on. I love this one. And there is Tied Knot. Whipped Together is a rosy mauve with a hint of berry. And there is Whipped Together. I do really prefer brighter colors on me, but in this range, there does seem to be a color for everyone. Whipped Together. And we really get into some richer colors with these last three shades. This is called Heart Riveting, described as a soft brick red. But even though they're a richer color, because they are somewhat sheer, they just are very wearable. At least I think so. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think that is really, really pretty. So this one is Heart Riveting. And Lover's Bond is described as a spicy brown. Now it looks really scary in the tube, but you can see it does go on a little bit more sheerly. And I do think there is just a little bit of hint of rose in this one. That is pretty. And here we have Lover's Bond. I like it. And lastly, we have Berry Bolted, a rich mulberry. Wow. Nice. Berry Bolted. Oh my gosh. I like almost all of these colors. Let's swatch them side by side so that you can see how each of these colors compares to each other. And here are the swatches. Starting at the top, we have Cot Rose, Light Pink Beige, sort of a classic nude. Hitched Honey, Light Honey Nude. Clutched Pearls, a very sheer, very soft pink, sort of a warm pink. Sealed Kiss, a warm rose. Next up is Chain Reaction, sort of a mid-tone pinky mauve. Then we have Tied Knot, really pretty pinky berry. Whipped Together, mid-tone rosy mauve. And into the deeper shades, Heart Riveting, a soft brick red. It's sort of a warm red, and it is what I'm wearing right now. It's a very approachable, very wearable red. Lover's Bond, Spicy Rosy Brown. Spicy brown, I do think there's a hint of rose in there. And Berry Bolted, a very rich mulberry. And there they are. Really a nice range. You know, these three, like I said, I'm not super into nudes, but I would probably use these as a topper for instance, a matte lipstick if I wanted to add a little shine or tone down a color a little bit. My sweet spot is any of these in here. Absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, I am wearing the Heart Riveting Soft Brick Red right now, and I think it's just an easy, everyday, very approachable red. So I put this on about 10 minutes ago, and let's do that, you know, transfer test. No color came off, just a little bit of gloss, which I don't even know if you're going to see. It left the pigment and the gloss intact. These are truly, I just think they're an incredible formula. I haven't tried another lipstick like this. Long-lasting, glossy, hydrating, and they do not feather into lip lines. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. And if you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, maybe even a hype. That really helps support my channel, which I very, very much appreciate. And with that, have yourself a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video.